Okay, students, I hope you are all well and healthy and ready to learn new things. So, my name is Palak Patel. I am working in the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari, in Civil Engineering Department. I am going to teach you the subject is design of reinforced concrete structures. So, in this subject, we are going to learn earthquake resistance design of building. In the previous lecture, we completed introduction portion with Indian seismic code and guidelines for efficiency earthquake resistant structural design. And in this lecture, we will cover seismic method of analysis and determine the seismic force on the building by a seismic force. First of all, seismic method of analysis. So we have three types of method of analysis. First, for the by the external action, by the behavior of structure or structural material, and the type of structural model selected. So analysis process can be classified by external action. Means which action we assume and how. The second one is structural behavior. Means structure how behave. The third one is type of structural model selection. So let's discuss in detail. First is the external action. External action, we have a static analysis and dynamic analysis. Static analysis means we assume a force in a static method, right? In the static analysis, we have a linear static analysis and non-linear static analysis. And in the dynamic analysis, we have a response factor method and elastic time history method. Then after behavior of structure, on the base of behavior of structure, we have elastic analysis and elastic plastic analysis. So elastic analysis, we have a seismic coefficient method, response factor method, and elastic time history method. And the last one is type of model. We assume 3D, 2D, and 1D, and then after we analysis structure. Okay, these are the method for the analysis building by a seismic methods. So in the details, method based on external actions. So analysis process can be classified in a linear static analysis and linear dynamic analysis. So linear static analysis equivalent static analysis can only be used a regular structure with a limited height. For the regular structure with a limited height. But in the linear dynamic analysis, they perform two way, either response factor method or by elastic time history method. Then after non-linear static analysis and non-linear dynamic analysis. You don't have to remember these all the things, you just have to remember the names, right? So these are the methods for the names, right? Then after significant difference between the linear static and linear dynamic analysis is the level of force and their distribution along the height of the structures. So only we have to assume the level of force and their distribution. So linear static, we assume force is static, but in the dynamic analysis we assume force is dynamic, which dynamic means is a changing by a time, right? Then after behavior analysis, we have IS 1893 part 1 2002 equivalent Richter force method or seismic coefficient method for a static coefficient method, or a seismic response factor method, or model method, or mode superposition method, and elastic time history method. These three are the method which is based on the behavior of a structure. Then after seismic coefficient method. In the seismic coefficient method, seismic analysis of most structure is still carried out on the basis of lateral force assumed equivalent to the actual loading. Although earthquake force is dynamic, the routine analysis is done by assuming it to be static. So means earthquake force is dynamic, but what we do? We assume is a static, and then after we analysis a structure. The base shear horizontal force acting on the structure is calculated on the basis of structure mass, fundamental period, vibration, and corresponding mode space. Let's change the paint color here. Yeah, okay. So for the calculator base shear, we have to determine the structural mass, fundamental period of vibration and corresponding mode of shape. So by this 2 3 value we can calculate base shear. Okay, and this base shear is distributed along the height of the structure in the terms of lateral forces according to code formula, and it is a simple method of analysis and requires less calculation. This method is usually conservative for low and medium height building with a regular configuration. So this method is usually used for the low and medium height building with regular configuration. Then after response factor method, in the response factor method, this method is applied for those structures where modes other than fundamental one affect significantly response of the structures. Generally, the method analysis of dynamic response of structure which are asymmetrical or have an area of discontinuity or irregularity in the linear range of behavior. Right? This method is based on the fact that a certain form of damping which are responsible model of many building. In a response in each natural mode of vibration can be computed independently of the others, and the model response can be combined to determine the total response factor. Right? So this is just a theory, you don't have to remember all the things. Just remember there is a response factor method and then one is seismic analysis method. In this chapter we are going to learn seismic analysis method. Now third one is elastic time history method. The linear time history method analysis overcome all the disadvantages of model response spectrum analysis provided non-linear behavior is not involved. Okay, so first in a seismic coefficient method we assume earthquake load is static, right? But in the response factor method we assume load is a dynamic, but material behavior is linear. And in the elastic time history method we assume load is dynamic, but material behavior is non-linear. Okay, this matter required greater computation effort for the calculating response at a discrete times. One intersecting advantages of such a procedure is to relative sign of response qualities to are preserved in a response history. This is important when the interaction effects are considered among stress resultants. Now we have to remember the steps for a seismic coefficient method. This question is asked in winter 2017. You just have to write down the steps. So first step is determine the base shear. Okay, from the IS 1893-1-2000 clause number 7.5.3, page number 24. On the page number 24 we have this equation. VB is equal to AH into W. So VB is the total design lateral force at the base of a structure. So VB is called a base shear. But AH is a design horizontal acceleration spectrum value from IS 1893-1-2002 clause number 6.4.2, page number 14. From this code we can find out AH. And W is a seismic weight of building. So what is seismic weight? Seismic weight of a floor system. On the seismic weight we calculate dead weight of slab, weight of beam, half of the weight of column above and below the floor, half of the weight of wall above and below of the floor, right? Then after AH equation we have ZISA divided by twice R into G, where Z is equal to zone factor. We can find Z from the IS 1893-1-2002 table number 1.4. Same thing for the I, table number 6.5. for the R response reduction factor, table number 6.6, and SA by G average response factor coefficient from the figure 6.4.2. After calculate AH, we have to provide this value in this equation. VB is equal to H into W, so we can find out base year. And after calculate base year, we have to distribute this base year on all other floors. Okay, this is just a steps, you have to remember it. Now we have one example here. Okay, we will calculate this example in a Word file. Just give me some time. So here is example 1, a plan and elevation of a 3-story RCC school building as shown in figure. So here is a figure, 3-story RCC building. You can see dimension, all the dimension plan we have. The intensity of the dead load is 12 kilonewton per meter square, including column, beam and walls. So in this example, we don't have to calculate separated dead load of column, separated dead load of beam and separated dead load of wall. So 12 kilometer square is totally included dead load. The floor are the cater and imposed load is 4 kilonewton per meter square. Live load is 4 kilonewton per meter square. The building is situated in zone 4. The type of soil encountered is medium soil and is proposed to design of building with a special moment resisting frame. Determine the seismic force and shear at each floor level using static coefficient method. This example is asked in summer 2019. So let's start. Okay, you have to draw this figure. You can see here is the earthquake force direction. Here is a 4 meter by 5 meter. W we have to calculate, 3 meter height, 4 meter width between two columns. Now we have first step is a design parameter. First step is design parameters. Means we have to fix some dimension. Design parameters is the building is situated in zone 4. These things is given in example. Dead load 12 km square, live load 4 km square, type of soil medium soil, and floor area 10 by 80, so 18 mm square. Floor area 18 mm square. Right? Step 2 is a lumped mass of various flow level. So lumped mass we have to calculate dead load. So intensity of a dead load is 12 km square. This is given. So weight of typical floor is area into load. So 960 mm, and weight of roof terrace area into load is 9060 kN. Now we have to calculate imposed load. So dead load is given, but we have to calculate imposed load. The earthquake force shall be calculated for the full DL plus percentage of imposed load as given IS 1893/2002, table number 8, page number 24. Okay, and one more line here, the imposed load on the roof need not to be considered, clause number 7.3.2. Now we have to calculate, find out imposed load from IS 1893/2002, table number 8, page number 24. So here students, here is a IS 1893 part 1 2002. So from this IS we have a clause number 7.3, design imposed load for earthquake force calculation. So clause number 7.3.1 says the for various loading classes are specified in IS 875 part 2, the earthquake force shall be calculated for the full dead load plus the percentage of imposed load as given in table 8. So total load on a building for the calculating earthquake is full dead load plus percentage of imposed load as given in table 8. So on the table 8 we have to find out live load. And for the calculating the design seismic force of the structure, the imposed load on the roof not be considered. So on the roof live load is 0, but on the floor we have to go in table 8. Table 8 percentage of imposed load we consider as seismic weight calculation. Here is the imposed uniformly distributed load and percentage of imposed load. Now up to and including 3 percentage of imposed load is 2 and above 3 percentage of imposed load is 50. This code we can say live load on the roof is 0 and load on each floor, whereas live load is more than 3 kN per meter square, 50% of live load to be considered. So we have live load is 4, so more than 3, the consider 50% of live load means 2 kN per meter square considered for the analysis earthquake force on a building. Then after total live load on each floor is 80 into 2, so 160 kN. So lumped mass of a room, dead load plus live load is 960. Lump mass on each floor, dead load plus live load is 1120 kN. And total seismic weight of the building 2 into 1120 plus 960. So W is equal to 3200 kN. Okay. These are the calculation of load. Now step 3 as a fundamental natural period. Now we are going to calculate fundamental natural time period. Step 3 we have to calculate TA. Now for the calculate TA we have to consider on RC frame building with a brick infill panel. So remember this thing, we consider RC frame building with brick infill panels. Why we consider this? Because we have IS 18933/2002 clause number 7.6 page number 42. Let's check what we have there. Now we have to calculate fundamental natural period. So in the fundamental natural period we have equation TA 0.7h into 0.75 or 0.85h 0.75 RC frame building or for a steel frame building. Okay. Now here is the second equation. The approximate fundamental natural period of vibration TA in second in all other buildings including moment resistance frame building with a brick infill panels may be estimated as by a empirical expression. So TA is equal to 0.9 into under root D, whereas H is the height of building and D is equal to base dimension of building at the plinth level in meter along the considered direction of a lateral force. Now we have to calculate TA 0.09 into H upon under root D. So H is the height of the building in meter, so 3 by 3 meter height, so 9 meter. B is equal to base dimension of building at a plinth in the direction of lateral loads. So 4 plus 4 consider equal force in the X direction, so 8 meter. So TA is for providing all this value, time period is 0.286 second. 0.286 second. Now we are going to calculate design seismic base shear. Step 4, design seismic base shear. So by the base shear we have equation H into W and we have a W seismic weight of building is 3200 kilonewton. We have to find out H. So H equation is Zi upon Sa upon twice Rg. Okay, this equation is IS 1893-1 2002, clause number 6.4.2, page number 14. Okay, now we have to calculate zone factor. The building is situated in zone 4. The zone factor Z is 0.24 from IS 1893 table 2 2006. Table 2 zone Z. From the table 2 we can find out seismic zone is 2, 3, 4 and 5. What we have? We have 5. So seismic intensity is over, but Z is equal to 0.24. Right? Okay, so we have calculated zone factor. Now we need the importance factor. Importance factor for the school building I is 1.5. The IS 1893 table 1, table 6 page. Now you can see here there is importance factor, table 6. So importance services and community buildings such as hospitals, school, monuments, structure, these types of buildings which are so important in the any town. So by this important factor is become 1.5. And all other building like some residential building or some park area, that time importance factor is 1. So we are going to design the school building means education building. So education building importance factor is 1.5. Now we have to need our response reduction factor. Response reduction factor for the RC moment resistance frame SMRP is R is 5. From where? IS 1893 table 7 page number 23. Let's check. Here we have IS 1893 part 1 version 2 table number 7. Response reduction factor R for a building system, but these things are depends on a frame of the building. So ordinary RC moment resistance OMRF and special RC moment resistance frame SMRF. So by these two value we have a SMRF. So R is equal to 5. Okay. Now we are going to calculate SA by G, average response acceleration coefficient, by using IS 1893 table 7. But in the SA by G we have soil is medium. Time factor analysis we have calculated 0.286 second. So by using we have to find SA by G 2.5. I will explain how we calculate this. From IS 1893 part number 1 2002 page number 16. We can find out spectral acceleration coefficient SA by G from figure 2. Okay, so we have a value time period second and the medium soil type 2 medium soil. So we have to follow this graph, a second graph you can see. Okay, so we have to follow second graph, but here is a value is 0.286 of the time period, so is nearer to here. So is 2.5, exactly 2.5, right? But by this graph you can mismatch the data, but here is the equation for the rocky soil, for the medium soil and for the soft soil. What we have? We have a medium soil, so SA by G is the 3 value, 1 plus 53 2.5 and 1.36 divided by T. So T is a 0.2 value, so 0.2 is more than 1, so here is between this value, so 0.1 or 0.55. so SA by G is 2.5. Okay, I hope you understand this. Now we have to put all the value in this equation. H is equal to Z SA upon twice RG. Assume damping 5%. If damping is other than 5%, SA by G ratio should be multiplied with appropriate factor from table 3 in IS 1893. Okay. If damping is other than 5%, but we have assumed damping is 5%, so 0.24, 1.5, 2.5, 2 into 5, so 0.09. So design seismic base series VB is equal to H into W. W means total weight, so 0.09 into 3200. So 288 kilonewton is a base shear. So we found a base shear here 288 kilonewton. Now we have to distribute from the base shear to each floor. The design base shear computed above shall be distributed above height of the building as per the following expression. So here is the equation here. Qi is equal to Vb Wi square sigma Wi square. So IS 1893 1 2002, clause number 77, page number 24. So from page number 24 we can find this equation. So here is a distribution of design force. First 7.71 vertical distribution of base shear to different floor level. So we have equation Qi is equal to Vb Wi square into sigma Wi square. Right? So Wi is the seismic weight of floor and Hi is a height of a floor is measured from the base. Right? Now let's calculate these things. Qi is equal to Vb Wi square into sigma Wi square. So where Q we discuss all this. So lateral load on the distribution with height Vb is equal to 288 kilonewton. So I just made some figure. Floor level Wi square sigma Wi Qi shear force Pi. Right? Floor level is 3. Okay, let's check the paper. 2 and 1. So Wi on the roof, 3 means on the roof, 960 we calculated this thing earlier. Okay, 960 we calculate lump mass of the lump weight of the roof. Then after 1120 first floor, second floor, height is 9 meter, 6 meter and 3 meter. Okay, Wi square means multiplication of this value. Okay, and summation of Wi means summation of this 3. Then after Wi square divided by sigma Wi square. Right? Then after this equation we can find out Qi. Okay, and summation of Qi is 288 kilonewton and shear force on the roof 174.53, 265.25 on the second floor and 228 on the first floor. Now we have some figures, just we have to draw this figure. Okay, give me some time. Okay, so we can students, here is the first example figure, lateral load diagram as well as shear diagram. Okay, lateral diagram is a first story, second story, third story, 174.53 kilonewton, 19.72 kilonewton, 22.75 kilonewton. Okay, is a lateral load distribution, and here is the shear force diagram, 174.53 kilonewton, 265.25 kilonewton and 288 kilonewton. So here is the first example is completed. Now here I give you some practice question. Calculate a base shear for the 3-story RC frame building, hospital. Okay, hospital. S size 25 meter by 25 meter, located in Surat, using seismic coefficient method for the following data. So type of soil is hard, dead load is 50 kN per meter square, imposed load 5 kN per meter square, story height is 3.5 meter. Also determine the seismic forces and shears at each floor level. Right? So here is an example to calculate base shear as well as seismic forces on each floor. Try this question.